Food safety. Health officials are saying a listeria outbreak that's being linked to cantaloupe could become one of the deadliest in recent history. This morning, tips for protecting your family.
And rising unemployment. More people in Kansas City are headed to the unemployment office. This morning, how we compare to the rest of the nation.
Running out of time, devastated by the floods of 2011. Time is almost up for those looking to rebuild.
Now, from Kansas City's breaking news leader, this is NBC Action News.
Good Thursday morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Curtis J.
And I'm Jiao Jiao Shen. We have one more day of kind of warmer temperatures. And then, Brett, you said a cold front is moving in.
Yeah, a cold front comes through today, and then the temperatures start to drop.
All right, Brett, thank you. Well, we've been talking about this for the last several days, and the common breakfast fruit is now behind the deadliest outbreak in a decade.
Victims in Kansas and Missouri are among the 13 people who have already died after eating tainted cantaloupe. Now the CDC is expecting more deaths. Lindsay Shively joins us with more on that. This continues to grow.
Yeah, it does. And so, bottom line, do not eat this cantaloupe.
And this morning, we are learning more about a recall of ground beef contaminated with E. coli. It was sparked by an Ohio family who became sick. Ground beef in their home tested positive for the bacteria. 131,000 pounds of Kroger brand ground beef, Butcher's brand beef, and generic labeled beef are being recalled. The meat was produced August 23rd and sold in Missouri.
It is now 5:03, nearly 2 months in, but still no results for a missing Missouri trooper. Back in August, Trooper Fred Guthrie Jr. and his dog Reed disappeared while patrolling floodwaters on Highway 118 near Big Lake. Now that the water has receded there, searchers are looking for his body in a small pond formed by the floods. They're also using metal detectors, skimming through hundreds of acres of farm fields. Troopers say they will continue searching until Guthrie's body is recovered.
5:04 right now, about 60 degrees. This morning, a man in his 20s shot during a double homicide in Kansas City remains in critical condition. It happened last night outside the Green Duck Lounge. Witnesses are saying that someone fired shots at two men standing across the street and another man standing in the bar's doorway. Two of the men died in the shooting. Another man is in the hospital. Witnesses are saying a woman pulled the trigger and left with another man. Police say they are following and they are looking for at least two suspects. Meanwhile, Mayor Sly James, who showed up at the scene, is looking for solutions to the violence. In Kansas City right now, we have 86 homicides. Mayor Sly James said that he hopes these latest homicides spark serious interest in solving the city's homicide problem. A local company has stepped up to fix a brand new playground vandals damaged. Game Time will repair the handicapped accessible playground at Belton's Cambridge Elementary for free. Over the weekend, vandals loosened some of the rails and bent others. This is one of 3 new playgrounds in the district, each one costing about $100,000.
It is now 5:05, and the Kansas City Metro has the second highest job loss rate in the country.
Surprisingly, wow, that is according to a new U.S. Department of Labor report. Here's how it breaks down. The Atlanta metro area lost 30,800 jobs. The KC metro lost 12,600 jobs. And the Philadelphia area lost 11,200 jobs. And Indianapolis came in 4th. Yesterday, we heard from a senior economist at the Mid-America Regional Council. He was optimistic we could start to see jobs again next year, maybe as many as 20,000 new jobs. And best case scenario here, he said, is that we could see a return to pre-recession levels by 2014. Some sectors to consider if you're looking for a job. So while Missouri was ranked as the second metro area that lost the most jobs, some good news though, Kansas was ranked the 4th best in the country when it comes to unemployment benefits.
Well, speaking of jobs, workers at the Ford Claycomo plant could expect to be out of work for a year to 14 months. That's how long it will take the automaker to retool the plant for a new vehicle. The union is still negotiating how nearly 1,500 workers will be compensated during this transition. But since Claycomo is the only dual-line plant in North America, there is some good news. The other half of the plant will continue to produce the F-150 pickup. Now, Ford hasn't announced what vehicle is coming to the Claycomo plant. The Escape line is moving to Louisville.
Missouri's College Loan Agency plans to start collecting payments in October from students who got loans from the federal government. The Missouri Higher Education Loan Authority says that it is the first state-based nonprofit to be approved to handle federal loan payments since a 2010 law required the U.S. Department of Education to originate all federally backed student loans. That law essentially eliminated a role for banks and private lenders.
Eric Leonard West is back in the seat as Kansas City, Missouri School Board president. The board voted to reinstate him last night. Last month, West resigned after speculation that it was his leadership and possible overstepping that led former Superintendent John Covington to leave. Many agreed, though, the board needs to move forward and gain back the trust of the community. School board member Ray Wilson was the only board member who voted against West's appointment.
The Parkville Area Chamber of Commerce is moving back into the depot, and they need your help. The chamber will start moving back in today. They had to move because of floodwaters. If you can help, you can stop by the depot between 5 and 8 o'clock this evening. And if you cannot lift any heavy boxes, there are still a lot of projects out there that you can help with.
A touching reunion at KCI as a Kansas City serviceman returned from Afghanistan. Eli Logan was deployed just weeks before his wife gave birth. Well, now their daughter, there she is 3 months old, and Eli got to meet her for the very first time. And the whole happy family. Eli is home for 2 weeks before he has to go back to Afghanistan. Isn't that cute? Look at that. Oh.
Now, the forecast certified most accurate. Here's Brett Anthony and Action Weather Plus, Kansas City's weather leader.
Good morning, 5:09. Temperature outside, a very pleasant 60 degrees right now.
All right, Brett, thank you. It is 5:11 right now, 60 degrees outside. More than 4 months after a deadly tornado, Joplin schools are moving forward with a plan to rebuild. Coming up, a look at the self-imposed deadline the district hopes to meet.
And it's a tragic story that may have opened the eyes of so many this morning, how Jamie Rodemeyer's death is leading to change. Again, it is 5:11 on your Thursday, September 29th. You're watching NBC Action News Today.